40-minute class. It's gonna be a short conversation. Then we're gonna make a big conversation. The first conversation is gonna be a script, which is about life in America, and we're gonna have another conversation. Then we're gonna have a topic. All right. So would you please introduce yourself, please, Mr. Brandon?
Hi everybody, I'm Brandon from the Philippines.
Oh, nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you, Mr. Brandon. We have here also Lynn and someone's name in Russian. Unfortunately, I cannot read Russian language. So if you guys can unmute yourselves and start to introduce yourself. Someone's Privyet. You there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely, I can.
So hello, my name is Elina. I'm from Moldova, and nice to meet you too. It's my first time there, and I'm very pleased. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So we have driving across America. We have man and woman. So would you like Mr. Brandon to be the man and the woman here gonna take the woman part? Okay.
All right.
Is the screen clear?
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so that you go. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Can I start?
Yes, please.
Okay. I have driven throughout most of the country. So there's the speed limits. Well, it's 55. There are. Do you know how the roads? By the way, this is fascinating. Do you know how the road systems are laid out in the U.S.? Do you know that? They're laid out if you know locally where we are here. 95 is the main route. 95 goes from the northern tip of Maine down to the southern tip of Florida, which is the entire eastern seaboard. If if the country were a rectangle, which it pretty much is, the all interstates ending in odd numbers, 95, 85, 75, 65, 55, going all the way up to I-5. I-5 runs the northern tip of Washington to the southern tip of California.
All right. Thank you. The woman's part.
San Diego. That's all I see.
All right. You can take the man's part here. No problem. You can take this part. No problem. Take this part. Okay.
All the way down the west coast. So you have the 95, 5 to 95, and going west coast you have 10, which runs through Texas and all the way across there to the northern tip, which is 100, I think, and that runs through North Dakota. So a college friend of mine, on our first venture out, decided we live on sort of in the middle, which happens to be 70. It's not quite 50, but a little bit farther north, and 70 runs all the way across from Maryland all the way to California. And we decided we are going to do 70 on 70 miles per hour. That's 80 on 80, 90 on 90, and 100 on 100. And we did it. So we were cruising, yeah, across country in that manner. And I have been there. I would say I've been through at least half of the states. And if you drive through Kansas, the first 5 miles is pretty much exactly the same as the next 500 plus miles that you have got to travel to get across it. It's a very long state. Thank you.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. All right, we get some vocabulary from this. I'm gonna share the screen right now. This might be a little bit difficult vocabulary for some of you. So I'm gonna share them now before I'm going to the other conversation. All right, here it is, English in everyday life. Laid out. So let me put this here. Laid out. Laid out is actually passive, and it comes from lay out. All right. Lay something out. Let me just put this here. To spread something out so that it can be seen easily or easy, ready to use, or is ready to use. He laid the map out on the table. Like he has the map and laid it out on the table. Like he put it on the table. You can use also adjective after it. Lay the material out flat. Lay the material out flat. It's often used with passive, as it's used in the conversation, to plan how something should look and arrange it in this way. So systems are laid out, are made, or are put this way. We have seen venture. Let me just share it again. Venture. Venture is a business project or activity, especially one that involves taking risks. We have taken also the Eastern Seaboard. The Eastern Seaboard is a portion of the United States along the Atlantic Ocean. Also, interstates. Interstates refers to the major highway system of the United States. All right, now we're going to share another conversation with them. We need another two people to practice the other two conversations. This conversation is introductions and small talk. Formal greetings, we have James, Professor Austin, and Emma. All right, so we need three people right now. James, Professor Austin, and Emma. So the ones who we have Bill, Du, and Abdullah. Would you, Bill, are you there? All right, Abdullah, are you there? If your mic is muted, click on unmute to open your mic. Maybe some people use the Zoom for the first time, so there might be a little problem using it. All right, so I think the ones using it correctly, me and Mr. Brandon, and the Russian woman. Sorry, can you say your name again? Because the name is in Russian. So.
My name is Alina. Alina.
Alina. Oh, that's nice.
Alina, yes.
Ms. Alina. All right, I think it seems that we're going to be the three doing this conversation. I'm going to be James, and Mr. Brandon going to be Professor Austin, and Ms. Alina, you're going to be Emma, okay?
Okay, okay.
Is the screen clear?
Yeah.
You see the conversation?
Yes.
Yeah, we think.
Good, all right, let's do this together. Good morning, Professor Austin, how are you doing?
Good morning, James. I'm doing well, and you?
Great, thanks. Thank you. This is my friend Emma. She's thinking about applying to this college. She has a few questions. Would you mind telling us about the process, please?
Hello, Emma. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm more than happy to speak with you. Please stop by my office next week.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor. Thank you so much for helping us.
Oh, don't mention it.
Sorry, just.
That's okay. Don't mention it. Hopefully, I will be able to answer your questions.
All right. So, can somebody guess what "don't mention it" means?
What? Let's have it, Alina, first.
Alina, do you know what it means?
I understand what is it in Russian. So I know the translation, but I don't know how to explain it. So maybe 1 minute to think. Don't say it. Don't use it. Maybe like this.
Maybe think a little bit again. Does anybody know?
Yeah, don't mention it is when you say you're welcome.
Yeah.
When somebody asks you, somebody says thank you, and you have to answer, don't mention it. That means you're welcome.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. That's true. All right. Very good. We have another conversation. This is informal greetings and farewells. So informal means that you know, between friends, people that you know, people that you trust. But formal means, you know, between professors, doctors, you know, people that you know, respect that much. Abdullah says, Mr. Zaki, I cannot hear your voice because Abdullah, your mic is muted. Please click on join audio. I'm not sure if you heard me anyway. So I think I have to write it. Click on join audio and unmute your mic. This way it works. Bill Do, hi, this is the first time I come here. Thank you, Bill, for coming here. I hope this is not the last. Okay, we're gonna have another conversation. This is informal. We have Jane and Helen. So we need two people here coming to do this conversation. All right, so what do we have here? Bill, can you listen to us? Can you hear us? Bill, can you hear us?
Yes.
Who says yes? Bill?
It's Bill. I'm Bill.
Oh, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
I'm Bill. I'm in grade 7 and I'm 13 years old. I am a Vietnamese and I live in Ho Chi Minh City.
Nice to meet you too. Nice to meet you, Bill. Okay, so you're gonna be, actually, these are women's name, but anyway, no problem. We're gonna focus on the conversation. So Bill, you're gonna be Jane, and Alina, you're gonna be Helen, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Bill, go ahead. Bill?
Hi,
Yeah.
Helen. How is it going?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Just fine. Where are you off to?
To the library. I've got a history exam next week and need to start studying. Oh.
Oh no. Well, I'll see you later then. Good luck.
Thanks. See you later.
All right, so we have here informal expression. How is it going? Can you guys guess the meaning of how's it going in the chat box? Or in your microphones, no problem. Unmute your microphone.
So how is it going? How are you?
Yes, how things are going with you. How have you been? All these ways are to say like, how are you? But this is informal. How's it going is informal. How about where are you off to? What he meant by saying this? What she meant by saying this? What are you off
Where
to?
are you going, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. So you must guess. You must think about. You don't have to translate it in your native language, but you need to guess because where and library is, you know, places. Asking for where is asking for a place. So even if you don't know all this grammar, you just can guess the meaning by where and library. Where are you off to? To the library. Very good. See you later means what?
See you soon.
See you soon. See you at a later time. Maybe tomorrow, anytime after now. That's very good. Okay. We have another conversation. This is formal introductions between Margaret, Mr. Wilson, Dr. Smith. So it seems that we are here the three. Okay. Mr. Bill and Alina and Zaki. So I'm gonna be Mr. Wilson and Ms. Alina gonna be Margaret and Dr. Smith is gonna be Bill, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Wilson, I would like you to meet Edward Smith.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Dr. Smith.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Dr. Smith is an economist. He just finished writing a book on international trade.
Oh, that's my field too. I work for the United Nations.
Into development programs by any chance?
Yes, how did you guess?
I have read your article on technical assistant. There is excellent.
Excellent, yes. Articles and excellent. That's pretty good. So can you guess what it means by saying economist? Dr. Smith is an economist. Can you guess what it means?
So it's his profession, his
Related
job,
to,
economist.
no,
It's deals with money, with cash.
yeah, like dealing with economy. So here's a definition. A person who studies or has special knowledge of economics.
Mm-hmm.
So in the development program, by any chance, what he meant by saying by any chance? By any chance.
Maybe occasionally. The synonym is occasionally. No. By any chance.
So he says, yes, how did you guess? So like, is it possible that you've been there in this program too? Yes, how did you guess? By any chance means the same as possible or possibly. Notice the rising intonation which is used in yes and no questions to confirm that something is true. In the development program, by any chance? By any chance? Yes, how did you guess?
Can you say occasionally, like the synonym? Can we use it?
Occasionally, if we go to the dictionary and write occasionally, I misplaced it, yes. Sometimes, but not often. Occasionally means sometimes, but not often. We occasionally meet for a drink after work, like we sometimes do something. So I think it has no possible meaning if we used it instead of by any chance. By any chance means possible. This is different than occasionally. But anyway, thank you for sharing your thoughts. Okay, now it's time for the free conversation. I'm gonna ask one question and we can discuss it together. All of us are gonna talk. So we're gonna start with, these questions, by the way, are used in IELTS exam. So if you are interested in IELTS, you might see some questions like these. Which season, winter, spring, summer, or fall, is your favorite, Ms. Alina?
I can say that my favorite season, my favorite time of the year is the winter, because my birthday is in winter, and I was born at the end of December. So, so I like this season. And if the question is no, if the question is connected with this meaning, so my answer is that my favorite season and time of the year is winter.
Yes. How about you, Bill?
My favorite season is winter because at the time in Vietnam, does don't have a lot of rain and does a little warm. It's not hot like in the summer or the spring. That's really cool time for have a vacation outside.
How's the weather like now in Vietnam?
Now it was rainy and cloudy, a little bit windy too. It's, yeah, that's really hard time in Vietnam.
You don't like raining and stuff like these?
Yes, and that's really dangerous for go outside or ride bicycle.
Hmm. But you said you
That's it.
like winter. You like winter without raining?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can say I like summer or spring. Spring is pretty good. This is the best. You know, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. It's like in between, cold, warm. All right. I like spring because this is you know, as I have said, it is the best time. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. You can do anything you like. You can go swimming, you can go walking, you can drive your car anywhere you like, or you're gonna ride a bicycle or anything you like. Okay, another question. If you could plan to the perfect day to spend with your close friends, where would you go and why, Ms. Alina?
Um, so if I have such chance to spend my time with my friends, because you know that now we don't have the possibility to spend our time with our friends because of the quarantine, and we stay at home. So if I have such chance, maybe I spend this time outside, go outside, because it's very hard to stay at home all the time. And I think the best way will be to go outside and talk a lot and spend a lot of time and see this beautiful spring. I think is the best way.
What if there's no quarantine or any problems? Let's imagine there's no problems. So where
I
will
think if if we hadn't no problems, I think we will travel abroad and maybe in, investigate. Can I say investigate a new country?
well, investigate is like related to officers, you know,
Oh no.
looking for
So
information for the crimes that have been, you know, committed by criminals. So the officer is going to investigate in this case, or a lawyer.
mm,
Lawyer can also investigate in some cases, and then put these cases to the charge to judges in the court. Yeah.
I understand. Thank you. So if we have the chance to spend our time together, I think we will travel abroad, visit new country, learn new culture. Yeah, we will have a chance to get acquainted with new people. So for me, traveling is the best way to get a good mood, to get acquainted with new people, to improve my languages, and so on. So I choose traveling.
Yeah. Well, the last time of a football match maybe was in Russia. I'm not familiar with matches anyway, but there was a World Cup. You know, the last
Yeah,
World
yeah, it was in
Cup.
Russian. Russian.
Yeah, Russia. It was amazing. Um, but I see that Russia is like cold all the time. Like there's no sun. You know, like, it's like cold all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Always wet, always windy, and even in summer there is a cold times, and only July and August are sometimes warm and sometimes hot, even and more than half of the
Yeah,
um, always wind cold, and I don't like it.
yeah. So okay. Bill, how about you? If you could plan the perfect day to spend with your close friends, where would you go and why?
If
You could the
I have
opportunity.
if I have a chance to go outside with my friends, I think I will spend all of the time to go somewhere like beach or
Beach?
place,
Beach.
yes,
Yeah,
or some park.
yeah,
We can play soccer or volleyball,
yeah. You miss those days?
and eat some seafood, have take some picture and post that in the Facebook and remember that.
Mm-hmm. I see. Well, for me, if I could plan the perfect day to spend with my friends, well, if they have time, of course, we would go like walking or go to the club or go swimming. Well, I would do a lot of things really, but nothing to happen right now. All right. What is the most frightening experience you have ever had in your life, Mezzalina? Frightening comes from fright, scary.
Frightening experience. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say frightening experience.
Fear.
Maybe Bill, you will be.
Sorry, what are you saying?
I said maybe Bill will be first in answering this question.
Okay, how about you, Bill? What is the most frightening thing or something you're scared of that happened in your life?
I afraid of some like ugly animals or insect like snake, spider, something look weird.
Something.
And
Mhm.
yes, and in one times there's a snake in my house.
Snake.
Yes, to eat our hamster. That's really bad feel. Yes, and after that I don't bring any more hamster to house. That's too much dangerous.
Yeah. Should a
And
country? Yes. What do you want to say?
I agree with Bill because I am also I'm frightened of snakes and spiders. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm scared also of a picture of snakes. I don't like it. So if I would see the picture of snake on the computer or in the book, I'm scared so much, and I don't like this animal.
Yeah. Well, nobody
And
won't.
what about you?
Ah, about me? Well, I don't scare of anything actually.
Great.
but when it comes to reality, like I might be scared sometimes, but that's like a normal thing that because any human being would feel when they feel that they are in danger, they will feel fear. So that's a normal thing that happens to all of us. Even if I normally don't I'm not scared of anything or anyone. So but when it comes to reality and the real time and you face, you've been there, then it's definitely pretty hard situation. Should a country's government tell its citizens how many children they can have, Ms. Alina?
So to be honest, I didn't understand the question. What's the question?
In China, the government tells the parent or father and mother, all right, it tells them if you want to have babies, you have one or two or three, like no maximum than a certain number. So do you think this is good? Like someone force you not to have more than three children or two children, or even one children sometimes in China that happened a long time ago. Do you think that should a country's government tell its citizen like people that we live in the government in the country we call citizen, how many children they can have? So do you now understand what I mean?
Yeah, I understand it now. Thank you. I think, of course, it's not normal when the government says to the citizens how many children can they have, because I think. But on the other hand, maybe they do it because it's влиять, in Russian, but how to say it in English? Because it's because it's make the influence on their population, and maybe that's why they try to
Population will rise, right?
make the rule of how many children can they have. So I try to share my thought with you, but it's sometimes difficult. But can you understand the main idea?
So I'll try to to gather my thoughts. So you're saying that like sometimes it's important that the government should control how many children a citizen would have, because there might be big or raise in population and there might be problems because of that. And on the other hand, it's sometimes when you interfere in someone's life, it's not really a good thing. Like, hey, let's say I'm the government and I tell you, hey, I see that you should not have more than one child, and that's pretty good for you. So it's like interference. To interfere in someone's life is not really a good thing, and it happened before in China, yeah, as far as I can remember. Don't know exactly, but it was like long time ago. It happened in China. They controlled how many children should be brought into life from every family. Okay, another question. Would you rather earn a lot of money working in a job that you don't like, or earn less money doing something that you enjoy? Let's start with Bill. What do you think? We have 5 minutes, by the way, so.
Okay. Can you ask again? I cannot hear clearly.
All right. Would you rather, like, do you prefer, okay, earning a lot of money, working in a job that you don't like, or earn less money doing something that you enjoy?
I think I prefer doing a job I like and have less money,
Yeah,
because that can like do everything you like, and you will want that and be that more, make that better, and try best yourself. But you do something you don't like, you will give up early, very soon.
that's obviously true, and I agree with you on that. How about you, Ms. Alina?
I agree with you too, because I think the best way to earn money and to have a job is to do the job which you love, which you enjoy, and you have a good mood, and you have also how to say, you have money. And I think if you love your job, your deal, you will make much more money. So so on the first place is to love your deal, to love your job, and then you can don't think about money. Think about your sphere. Think about your area. What uh, what are you doing? So this is the main point.
Yeah, to think about his passion, if he has
Yeah.
passion about it or not, because money certainly will come when the time comes. So, all right, the first time you do something, you feel like, yeah, you're not that good, so the money is little because the experience that you have right now is little. Later on, when you have experience and you enjoy the same thing you do, this money will be raised and you're going to have a bundle or a lot of money because you have experience and at the same time you do something that you like. So I agree with you too that we should not focus everything on money, but we should focus on enjoyment. All right, how to enjoy the moment, how to live the moment. One last question: should students work while they study, or should not? What do you think? Let's start with Bill. You there, Bill? Okay, if you're not, so
Yes.
okay. So I was saying, should students work while they're studying?
I think that's not really good
Why?
because that time you do both of them.
You don't have time to
Like,
do both of them, yes.
yes, you should do one thing that will make you spend a lot of time to that. I think you should spend time to study. That will have you a lot of information for the future or have a better job for than now. You can take back the money later, but that will be more.
No, some people are your age work right now because their family is disabled, for example, so have special circumstances, so they have to work to support their family. So in this case, they have to work because they must support their family, the food, because if there's no money, no food, no anything else. But if they have the
Yes,
choice,
that's right.
if they have the choice and their family is good, okay, I'm fine. That's fine. If anybody has a choice, no problem. What do you think,
Yes.
Lena? What do you think about this? We have about
I
30 seconds.
a lot of students a lot of students in Russian have part-time jobs. So I think it's okay. It's up to you to choose to work or to study or to use it both. So to study and work, and it's up to you, I think. And I to have extra money is good, and it also develop in you, I'll say self confidence and a lot of good quality. So I think it's good to
Thank you.
combine work and study.
Thank you for your participation in this session. If you want to participate in more session, go to Learn Special English. I usually put the time and the date. All right. So thank you again and goodbye. Bye-bye.
Thank you too. Bye bye.
Bye